Hi, this is Clark Fredenberg, and this is my new day 9 of my 90-day challenge. And I'm trying to think of what to talk about today. And I saw Dan Martin had his first day of 90-day challenge. Interesting, when he was the one that came up with it, and he's just now starting it himself, but he mentions that. So I thought that was pretty cool. But he also talked about his father. And I've recently lost both my parents. My mom passed away in January of 2019, and my father passed away March of last year. And I grew up outside of Washington, D.C. My father worked for IBM. He worked in Washington, D.C. He would take the subway or the bike, or he had different ways he would commute. But I grew up in a fairly privileged, kind of affluent neighborhood. It wasn't the kind of affluent it is now, being a suburb of DC, where it's mostly lobbyists. But I was able to play sports. I really didn't have much at all to worry about. Turns out my dad was a very good protector. I probably never realized how good he was at being a protector until I was a senior in high school, and I was coaching a 10-year-old soccer team. And at one of the games I was coaching, and the parent of one of the kids, who really wasn't a very, he was really generally messing around, not very focused during practices and stuff, and so he wasn't getting a great amount of time on this field. I mean, all the kids got time on the field, but his father didn't feel like he was getting enough time on the field, and apparently he was starting to head for me with some ill intent, and my father got in the way and basically blocked him. And that was the first time I actually witnessed the way in which my father was really a pretty good protector. He was 6'3", so he was imposing. The other guy was big too, but I think my father made it pretty clear he wasn't going to go messing with his son, who was coaching the soccer game at the time. With Veterans Day having just passed, my father actually he entered the Army Air Corps, and he actually left the Air Force. He was in the Army Air Corps at the time that the Air Force came into being, and he basically got his honorable discharge from the Army and went into the Air Force, and then eventually got his discharge from the Air Force, and then started working for IBM, and long career. But he taught me a lot about being a principled person and being a good family man. And so when Dan mentioned his father, that made me think about my dad, who I miss very much at this point. It's been about a year and a half since we lost him. And we haven't really been able to have a memorial service. Me and my brothers have not had a chance to get together since he passed away. So, in fact, his ashes are up on my fire mantle. My mom's ashes are over in North Carolina with my brother, and at some point we're going to reunite them. The urn that my father's in is designed for 2, and then take them on up to New York and bury that in the there's a family plot up there. But anyway, yeah, it just got me thinking about my father, and how my parents really love Max. They love my daughters too, but they really enjoyed Max, and so I miss them, and got me thinking about that. So anyway, this is Clark Fredenberg, and this was my new day 9 of the 90-day challenge, and I will talk to you tomorrow.